Hello there. There's a few things I didn't have time to mention in the last video when I was at the new car test day, including there was an unfortunate incident involving a bird that didn't end well. I've got a couple more cars to show you just very quickly because they deserve an honourable mention. And hang on, one of my mates suggested very kindly that I should buy a new hat. I'll let you make your own mind up about that. Welcome to CarSpyTV. Right, let's start by discussing a couple of cars I test drove but didn't have time to show you in the last video. This is a Genesis G80, which is a large luxury saloon about the size of a modern BMW 5 Series. Now the particular specification I drove, that one there on my computer screen, has a 2.5 litre turbocharged petrol engine, 304 horsepower, what else? All-wheel drive for superior traction, 8-speed automatic transmission, every gadget you could possibly imagine, and it drives beautifully. It's a very accomplished long-distance cruiser. Now that spec is just shy of £48,000, but if you want a slightly cheaper G80, you can get one with a different engine and a different trim from about £37,500. I also took this for a quick test drive. It's a miniature replica of an old Bugatti, and it's the sort of thing you buy for your kids if you've got bundles and bundles of money. And that's because it's, how can I put this, a considered purchase. The guy told me it cost about £60,000. Now, I could just about squeeze into this car. I could just about get my legs under the steering wheel to drive it, and it was tremendous fun. It was very easy to drive. It was fairly fast, but not so fast you'd be scared to give it to your kids. I'd say the ride was on the firm side, but overall, I'd love to have another go. Okay, this is the hat my friend thinks I should replace. You'll be familiar with it if you're one of my subscribers because I wear it quite a bit. And in fact, I've had it more years than I care to remember. Now, from a distance, it looks relatively smart, but up close, there is quite a bit of wear and tear. You can see here on the front edge by my finger there, it's losing a lot of its colour. It's a similar story on the top around there, and indeed on the side, particularly around here. Now, I had a similar problem with this hat many years ago, and I restored it with some kind of leather dye. That did work, and it looked a lot better, but not for very long, and the hat was in far better overall condition when I restored it last time. So, what do you think? Is my friend right? Should I buy a new hat? Let me know in the comment section. As for my car, it did a lot of miles in a short time without causing any problems whatsoever. It has inevitably come home rather dirty. Look at all this stuff. So that needs a good hoover. What I don't like so much is under the bonnet. So let's have a quick look there. You will see, where's it gone now? There's a very slight coolant leak. Can you see that moisture there just at the end of my finger? And there's another a little bit down there. Now this dried green stuff is from a few years ago when the radiator had a slight leak, and then we fixed it with this kind of gooey sealant stuff all the way along the top, and it's been fine ever since. So that is new. That I suspect will have to be dealt with sooner rather than later, but it is a very slight leak because if we look in here, the engine is cold by the way, otherwise I wouldn't remove this cap. You can see the level is all the way to the top, so not a big deal for now, but something I need to keep an eye on. Now I promised I'd tell you about that bird. One of my counterparts was out in a brand new and rather expensive car charging around that high-speed bowl I showed you in the previous video. And then from nowhere, a pigeon flew straight into the windscreen, smashed the windscreen, and well, there wasn't much left of the pigeon either. So this poor guy had to return the car to the manufacturer and say, Guess what? That brand new car you lent me, the one that's worth £75,000, well, it's broken. I did feel sorry for the guy. So now I'm back from the road trip. I have a few hours to continue fiddling with this old Nissan Micra to see if it's viable to get it back on the road. If you're subscribed to my channel, you will have seen the other videos and you'll know we have made good progress in recent times. But before I get my tools out, I promised the dog I'd take him for a walk. Okay, change of plan. The dog had a fantastic time on the walk. He ran around, he chased his ball, and he rolled around in dust, mud, leaves, twigs, and goodness knows what else. And he's absolutely filthy. He stinks. So, until he's had a bath, he's banned from the house. He's not allowed in this Nissan Primera P12. He's not allowed in any motorised vehicle, in fact, including the broken Nissan Micra that I now don't have time to fix, because Mrs CarSpyTV and I need to give the dog a bath. So he's in the back garden, and I believe Mrs CarSpyTV's got some kind of new special dog shampoo. I'm not sure. Let's go and have a look.
Yeah, I do. It's lavender, so he should smell really nice afterwards.
Okay,
better than he's smelling now after what he's rolled in.
Yes.
So yeah, and it's quite good actually. This bottle is made from 100% recycled material, so
Okay.
Not only is it calming and nourishing, but it also has lavender and aloe vera essential oils, and it's made in Great Britain, so always good to support a local company.
Well, the dog does insist on having the very finest shampoos.
Absolutely. Right, so I'm just trying to give him a brush for a minute,
Yes.
just to try and get some of the debris off of
Yes.
him after what he was rolling in.
Look at you, what a mess.
He has. He's got all.
He's got clumps.
Yeah, he's got all these bits in him
Yeah.
from where he was rolling around. So yeah, it's especially underneath there. And like I say, I'm not even going to say what he was rolling in because it's just too gross to mention. So all I can say is it's a good job this isn't smell-o-vision.
He's been rolling in unspecified things you find in the countryside.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You silly dog.
Emitted by other animals.
Yes. What do you like? What do you like?
He smells a lot better now, just like a lavender garden.
Good.
Kiss, kiss. Kiss, kiss. No? Okay.
No, now go and shut. Here we go. Don't knock over the other camera, eh?
And
Well, very wet, but at least he's clean until he rolls around all over the grass, of course, and makes himself dirty. How are your hands doing?
yeah, I'm a little bit hairy palmed. I don't know what that means, but
Well,
does it mean I'm going to have wealth come my way? I'm not quite sure.
well, fingers crossed. I mean, you do have these rather fetching plastic trousers, which are waterproof at least.
Well, yeah.
Unlike
Yeah.
mine, which you have successfully soaked all
Not
over.
too bad. Could have done worse.
Well, they're washed at least.
Better. Yeah.
Will you stop that?
And this is how he gets so dirty from rolling in stuff that he shouldn't be rolling in.
Yeah. Okay, well, he may be soaking wet, but at least he's clean, which means he can at least go back in one of the cars. I think we'll go for this one because, well, that's quite dirty. And then if he has a shake, that will at least give it a clean. Do you want to open the door there, Mrs CarSpyTV?
Yeah, I'm loving the foliage.
Yeah,
This is beautiful.
I have mentioned that in other videos. It's growing nicely, isn't
It's
it?
beautiful. Hopefully we'll get some flowers after that.
Yeah, then I'll give them to you for your birthday.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, right.
Indeed, will. Can I have a look inside?
Where have you gone?
Right then, you want to get in?
There we are.
Hey.
He's getting old, struggling to get in the car. What are you now, 8? All kinds of interesting things in there. You may notice there's no seat, but that's okay. You can sit on the back seat. And in case you're wondering where that car seat is, of all places, it's spent the last few months sitting here in the greenhouse. Now, you may remember if you're one of my subscribers, that the interior of that Nissan Micra was horribly mouldy, and that's why I took out this seat and various other things I put in here to dry. I should just check it's all right, actually. Yeah, it has dried nicely, hasn't gone mouldy again. Really should put that back in the car.